Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is June 28th, 2025, and Barcelona have finally settled their debt that came about from the pandemic with all those deferred salaries. Also, the club are already working on the return of Lionel Messi. And finally, Barcelona are currently negotiating with Gerard Piqué. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. We'll begin this video with the news that Barcelona are working on a special edition kit for the El Clásico matches during the upcoming season. Now, as I reported on several videos in the past, Barcelona will be using the following three kits for the 2025-2026 season. Of course, on the far left, we have the home kit, which will be released starting July 2nd. So next week, right around the corner, you will be able to buy Barcelona's home kit for the 2025-2026 season. The away kit will be the one in the middle that Lamine Yamal is wearing, I guess, quote unquote, wearing. This will be the Black Mamba edition, which is in honor of the late Kobe Bryant. And finally, the third kit will be all the way to the right, which is the orange kit that kind of looks like the Netherlands outfit. But that's not all. That's not all, because Barcelona are working on a special edition kit for El Clásico matches, which will commemorate this match. Now, if you don't know what match I'm talking about a Clásico match that was played at the Santiago Bernabeu on November 19, 2005, where Ronaldinho scored 2 goals. Eto'o scored the third one, so Barcelona won 0-3. And that's the famous match, because that's what the Santiago Bernabeu gave Ronaldinho, a Barcelona player, a standing ovation. Despite him helping Barcelona defeat them, they still gave him a standing ovation, given his amazing performance. And Barcelona are working on a kit that will commemorate that match. The kit will have will look similar or have design elements from that season's home kit, and it will also have the numbers 14, 58, and 77 woven into the kit. Again, the numbers 14, 58, and 77 will be woven into the kit, and those are the minutes when Barcelona scored the goals. Again, 2 goals by Ronaldinho and a goal by Samuel Eto'o, and this will be a special edition kit for El Clásico matches for this upcoming season. I cannot wait to see what that kit looks like, and honestly, I would more than love to buy it, and who knows, maybe I can do a raffle for that kit. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, on to the next bit of news, because Barcelona have finally settled their debt to all the players that they had deferred or reached an agreement to defer their salaries as a result of the 2020 COVID pandemic. Now, as you might recall, back in 2020, when the COVID pandemic hit, clubs were all financially affected because they had to close their stadiums, and their revenue dropped by a lot. So Barcelona reached an agreement with the players in order to defer their salaries. Out of the players, Gerard Piqué, Clément Lenglet, Martin ter Stegen, and Frenkie de Jong were excluded out of this agreement because they had just renewed their contracts under Bartomeu. That's the last thing he did before he resigned. But the remainder of the squad, the players on the that still remain on the squad, did agree to a 42.9% salary deferral. So they agreed to only get paid 48%, or I guess 47% of their salary, with the other 42.9% being paid later in installments. And they also agreed to defer 100% of the variables and bonuses in their contract. And the club agreed to pay these deferred salaries and bonuses in total of 8 payments that would take place between December 2021 and June 2025. Now, this is how much the players were all owed under this deferral agreement. Lionel Messi agreed to defer 47.6 million euros. Umtiti, 9.9 million euros. Sergio Busquets, 8.2. Griezmann, 8 million. Jordi Alba, 7.6. Coutinho, 6.6. Ronald Koeman, 6 million. Dembele, 5.1 million. Pjanic, 5.1 million. Sergio Roberto, 4.8 million euros. Neto, 2.5 million euros. Serginho Dest, 1.3 million euros. Braithwaite, 1.2 million euros. And Junior Firpo, 1.1 million euros. That is not all. There were other players who also agreed to defer their salary, but was less than 1 million euros. And in fact, there was even Barca Athletic players who also agreed to defer their salary. But in total, Barcelona had to pay all these deferred salaries over 8 installments. And well, lo and behold, Barcelona have officially made the last installment worth 16 million euros. And now Barcelona have settled all their debts as far as all these players that agreed to defer their salaries. So this is, of course, a huge financial burden that now will be taken off Barcelona's shoulders. And now Barcelona will be able to use, that money towards something else besides paying players who most of them are not even at Barcelona anymore. So definitely great news in that regards. Now on to the next bit of news, because ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona are already working on the return of the greatest player in the world, the greatest player in the history of our club, Lionel Andres Messi. And no, it's not as a player, but it's for the Spotify Camp Nou's inauguration. Now, as you know, Barcelona will be returning to the Spotify Camp Nou during this upcoming season. However, the stadium will not be fully built. The stadium will only be at 60% capacity, as only the first 2 rings will be ready. The third ring is still being built, and the stadium is not going to be fully constructed until the summer of 2026. So another year of construction will be undergoing, and Barcelona, of course, are planning a big inauguration event once the stadium is fully built. This event will, of course, host some of the biggest Barcelona legends like Xavi Hernandez, Andres Iniesta, Busquets, Ronaldinho, you name it. Barcelona are working on inviting all these Barcelona legends. And of course, they want Lionel Messi to be there, our greatest legend yet. And as such, Laporta has reportedly already started working on rebuilding the relationship between him and Messi, because as you know, the relationship between the two is not good, since Laporta promised to keep Messi and Messi was not able to stay. He was forced to leave pretty much and ended up going to PSG. So the relationship between the two is not good. And it's reported that Laporta has already started working on mending the bridges, mending the relationship, because the Barcelona president wants Lionel Messi, our biggest legend ever, to be present at the Spotify Camp Nou inauguration, which honestly, I have no doubt that Messi is going to be there. Even if the relationship between him and Laporta is not repaired, I think he's still going to be there, because after all, Lionel Messi is a hardcore Barcelona fan. Now, speaking of Barcelona legends, we do have to talk about Gerard Piqué, because Barcelona are currently in negotiations with the Barcelona defender. Now, as you might know, or maybe you don't know this, but Gerard Piqué actually owns a team in Spain called Andorra. Andorra just got promoted to 2nd division of the Spanish league, and as such, Barcelona are currently in negotiations with Gerard Piqué for possible loans, where Barcelona could send some of the Barca Athletic players to Andorra to continue growing and developing. Players like, Toni Fernandez, Guille Fernandez, maybe Kim Junien, Barcelona players who are very skilled, too skilled to be in 4th division now that Barca Athletic have been relegated to 4th division, but perhaps not quite ready for 1st division yet. So of course, these players need more minutes to continue growing, developing, and become ready for 1st division. And perhaps will be a better deal to send them to Andorra on loan, where they could play 2nd division football versus 4th division football with Barca Athletic. They can grow, develop, and then come back to Barcelona ready to be 1st division players or 1st team players. So Barcelona are currently in talks with Gerard Piqué to reach, some kind of agreement, because after all, this will be a great option for Barcelona players, Barca Athletic players, to go to 2nd division with Andorra, develop, grow, come back much better. And of course, Gerard Piqué gets to benefit from these very skilled players. I think this is a brilliant idea. Hopefully something can be worked out for sure. Now, we will end today's video with the news that Nico Williams's mural has once again been destroyed. Now, as I reported in a previous video, this is the mural that currently exists in the city of Bilbao. It's Nico Williams with his brother Iñaki Williams, when they won the Copa del Rey, their first trophy in 100 years, because they're a mediocre, pathetic club. But that mural was destroyed when Nico Williams' picture was removed, and there was graffiti written on it. The mural artist did repair it, putting back in Nico Williams on the mural, but moments after, it was destroyed yet once again, this time with the words "rat" on it. I mean, apparently you're not allowed to leave a club for another club. I mean, absolutely pathetic. But that's not the news. I'm not here to talk about Athletic Club de Bilbao's fans and how pathetic they are. I'm here to talk about Rafinha, because Rafinha was asked, hey, but what do you think about Barcelona signing Nico Williams? And this is what the Barcelona captain had to say. Any player who comes to the club to contribute is welcome. I think anyone who comes with the mentality to come in, work hard, and work for the good of the team is very welcome. That's the most important thing, both for me and for the other players. It is no coincidence that he is being considered to play for us at Barcelona and that he plays for the Spanish senior national team. He's a player of the highest quality. He has a very high level, lot of quality. So Rafinha, not concerned. He's happy. He's like, hey, if he wants to come, work hard, make the team better, he's welcome. And I think that is the right attitude, not just by Rafinha, but by any player, because I keep getting the question, oh, what is Barcelona going to do about Rafinha? Rafinha this, Rafinha. There's nothing to do. Nico Williams is not coming to replace Rafinha. He's not coming to change the dynamics of the team. Nico Williams is here to supplement what already exists. Because remember, the system already works under Flick. We've won 3 trophies. We're getting very close to making it to the final. Nico Williams is just coming to make things better. He's not coming here to disrupt anything, to change anything. He's coming here to add to what already exists. So it's not about, oh, Nico's going to replace Rafinha or what are we going to do with Rafinha. He's just coming to add to what's already there, which is a very incredible team thanks to the guidance of Hansi Flick. All right, that is all for this video. We'll be uploading another video in a few moments, so stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, be scarce.